Community of Lagos. Khadijat Akombi captured the sights and sounds of the event held at the Campus Mini Stadium, Lagos Island.
From the glorious Quran, songs of praises to Allah and march past by pupils and students of Islamic schools set the tone for the Islamic New Year celebration. Guest lecturers and other speakers helped on the need for Nigerians, especially Muslims, to endure in the face of challenges and contribute their quota to the development of the nation and live in peace and harmony with non-Muslims.
The need for you to migrate from evil, from the village people, from kidnapping, from armed robbery, from corruption to transparency.
When we are making this event, we want to remind everybody that we must abandon evil practices.
If last year you were not focused, determined to be focused. If last year you wasted a lot of time doing unnecessary things, change so that you can move ahead.
In an interview, a cross-section of Muslim faithful expressed their New Year resolutions.
I will try my best for forge more harmony within the Muslim community and non-Muslim to show the beauty of Islam to those people who are ignorant about Islamic religion.
I want to become a better Muslim.
In another Islamic New Year celebration held at the Lagos Central Mosque, the State Deputy Governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, called on Muslim faithful to live in accordance with the tenets of Islam and contribute significantly to the development of the nation.
Let's live the way God wants us to live and to raise our children in godly way, and that's the essence. So if we get that right, our country will be great.
We therefore hope that we will benefit from the great lessons of India through the examples of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The event featured special prayers for the growth and development of Lagos State and the nation at large.
Happy New Year to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Now, you're about to meet a young lady with a difference. She is remarkable in every sense of the word. She has taken up a vocation that leaves most people speechless and impressed at the same time. She plies her trade in Lagos. Imole Ayo Tukede, who spent some time with her, will now do the introduction.
When you think carpentry in Nigeria, the image of an uneducated man doing woodwork in a makeshift workshop immediately springs to mind. Why do we think that way? This mindset is understandable because this description fits whomever has offered commercial carpentry services to us at one time or the other. It therefore becomes surprising to discover a woman in this male-dominated arena. Don't get me wrong, it is not strange that women venture into male-dominated jobs and succeed. But a female carpenter, a young one at that, is worthy of an introduction on this platform. Meet 25-year-old Omotayo Lasaki, a graduate of Education Administration from the University of Lagos, who makes a living from carpentry, a trade she has plied for 4 years. But what would have inspired a foray into a vocation considered as masculine?
Naturally, I'm somebody that likes to stand out. So if you're not seeing this as being usual, welcome to my world. I'm unusual.
Unintimidated by the stiff competition from her male counterparts, Omotayo ventured into this business with little or no moral support from family and friends. In fact, they were cynical about their decision.
They did not see the sense in the nonsense that I was doing then, because it was just nonsense, you know. I had little resources, no money for motor. So we do Legadis lines, you know. And when we are doing the Legadis waka, and all those period, the stress and everything, and then I come back home late, and they were like, and I'm sure they didn't understand. I had to make them see the sense.
It has not all been rosy for Omotayo, as she has had cause to doubt the path she has chosen many times.
I'm sure that every of my customer, one way or the other, has one time or at a point, doubted me. If not for proofs, which has to do with pictures that I post on social media and physical works, and other people I've worked for that refer me, I'm sure the doubt level will be high. But now I would say that people are trusting in my works the more.
Speaking about the challenges she is currently facing in the business, Omotayo says, amazingly, a size is an advantage.
God created me for this job. He didn't make me tough for a reason. He did not make me big for a reason. God, I see you. Well done, sir.
With so much passion for the job, is this business enough to sustain her? Not forgetting the fact that she is also an employer.
It's quite profitable. You get to get the reward of your hard work at the end of the day. After you purchase your material and then you work out your fabrication cost, you can decide how much profit you want to make.
With prospects for more growth, Omotayo reveals her dreams for the future.
As it is now, I only have a workshop, so I see myself having a big factory. I look at being able to produce even faster than I do right now.
As a parting shot, Omotayo has this nugget for young and intending entrepreneurs.
It will not look easy at first. You might not get it right from the beginning, but if you keep at it, I'm telling you, the sky is not even your starting point. You are going far. So as a youth, you need to start now. Don't procrastinate too. Procrastination is a disease. My Nella, my ama, no your own, baby. Hey. Plenty furniture for your house. Table and share, all for you, baby.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I love her too. Now, dignity in what you do for a living, and I mean positive livelihood, is a winner any day. And the spirit and swag of that young lady is sure infectious. Now, what would you do if you come in contact with a large sum of money, especially foreign currencies, carefully stocked in a purse? A sum as much as $10,000. Did I hear you say, wow? Well, a Nigerian, in fact, a security man, saw the money and did what some people say they will never do. Annie Daniels tells us more.
I got to know about the story of a man who returned a large sum of money he found to his boss through a not-so-familiar person. After listening to the story, I became so interested and couldn't hide my earnest desire to know who this patriotic Nigerian is, who returned the whole sum of $10,000 to the owner. Probing further, I was told he is a security man attached to a commercial bank.
His name is Williams Okogwa. With this kind of guard, we've observed that is a guard of integrity.
I see the bag, one small purse, keeping on top of the counter. I enter inside one of the toilets inside the banquet hall. I lock the toilet with the bag, only me. So I opened the bag. When I opened the bag, I said, this thing was filled up with my dollars, bundles.
45-year-old William spoke passionately about his job, integrity, and his love for Nigeria, reasons why he returned the money.
When I picked the bag, I don't know who is owner. It's when the man came, when he was introducing himself to the CSMs. He bring out his ID card, everybody shout.
Being human, I asked William if the thought of doing away with the $10,000 ever crossed his heart.
If I take the money, that is not the end of the life. And if I take the money, maybe as I feel free now, I will not feel free like this.
The owner of the money, a prominent Nigerian who has chosen to remain anonymous, wish more Nigerians would take a cue from William. Before the fortunate incident, William's monthly take-home was 30,000 naira. However, his organization has decided to scale up his status. And guess what? William's salary and other benefits will shock you. But wait a minute. How many Nigerians will do just what William did?
I can steal something that does not belong to me.
So I think it's better I keep it to myself because I need the money too.
When I remove 10% out of the money, I will spend the money on them. Those people that do not get money, I will go and give them their own part.
Okay, I leave you to judge for yourselves. And please don't ask what I would have done with the money. Be sure there are very good and sincere Nigerians.
Please, you come and tell us. We need to know. And I must say that I repeat, we have many Nigerians that are honest, trustworthy, and patriotic. Yes. Now, I wonder if there is any human being who does not wish long life for himself or herself, and not just living long, but enjoy good health with all good things of life. So, how do you feel when you see the aged abandoned by those they look up to one way or the other? Does it make you feel like despising old age? Annie Daniels again, who is disturbed by this trend during the week, interacted with some Lagosians and is set to tell us her findings.
Moving around the city of Lagos, especially in areas like Obalende, Oshodi and their likes on a hot sunny day, can be very disturbing and frustrating. This is because most pedestrians do not give way or, worse still, recognize the elderly.
Maybe because of everybody's in a hurry, you don't care to know who is by your side. You may likely go and push an old woman or an old man walking by his way.
Sights like this made me wonder what these old people, like they are called by an average Lagosian, are out on the streets doing.
Some no get children, and some self, knowing of their children they work, and the husband know their life again, and they don't owe, they have to beg.
Aderonke Enrile has been caring for the aged for up to a decade. She attributes the ill treatment meted on the aged to some superstitious beliefs.
Some of the memory, they find it difficult to recall things that's happened in the past, and some even find it difficult to recall things that's happening presently. They're seeing you, they're calling you somebody else's name. If some people believe in Africa that it is witchcrafts, medically it has been tagged as a dementia.
Oh, that's? These respondents, however, vehemently disagree with that.
When they're lazy before, they're lazy. All those beggars, they know me. And they give them.
What's mama like you?
Yes.
And no matter what you do for them, do for them. That begging is a syndrome. It's already in our blood, and you cannot move it away.
Okay, whether or not they are properly catered for by their children, these respondents insist there should be provision for the aged by concerned authorities.
Our government is supposed to be caring for these people. There's supposed to be a stipend for them, for those age, so that they cannot be coming to the roadside to beg.
Mama Juliana Odoyibo is 84 years old. She held me spellbound when she told me what she does for a living and why.
They go everywhere to go buy market and sell. So, if I stay here now, all my body will depend me.
Mama Juliana is among the elderly who can boast of decent living condition. And for those who may not be as lucky as Mama Juliana, this respondent professes a solution.
By having a home where the aged can be well cared and catered for.
There's a quick response to that.
Not be where we say they not fit take care of their parents. No, because a woman go carry picking, go a mother go dump am for old people's home, and they don't take care of them. We don't do that. It's not our culture.
This man, a bus driver, is close to 70 years, while Buki Ajayi is 76 years old and a caregiver. Even at 76, Mama Buki still does what some people her age cannot do.
You will not be waiting for your children to do everything. The children will do, but you too, you have to do something before they bring them. And they'll be happy that their mother is not lazy. So the one they are going to give you, it will be an additional money to the one you've gotten by yourself.
Take it or leave it. The aged will always be among us.
Okay, I know many that can't do the exercise Madam Buki did. But you see, elders, no matter what, have years on us. It is almost criminal not to care for them. Taking care of elders in our society is the right thing to do. Now, imagine life without the internet. I bet you can't. In other words, you barely recall how people managed to exist before information technology defined our interactions. Not just on personal level, but our financial and business transactions rely on cyberspace for practically every sale. let's not forget how ICT greatly influences education. Now, this is why smartphones are more or less a must for undergraduates. However, it can be a distraction, or should I say addiction? Yes, because this was what Becky Madojemu discovered while putting this report together.
The young respondents, who of course own smartphones, confess that social media networking is the first major chore of the day.
Honestly, the first thing I do when I wake up after my prayers is Twitter or WhatsApp or Snapchat.
Yeah, I'll pray first. I could just do my fellowship, then I'll get to my phone.
Your phone next. I don't know why you're afraid your mind is on that phone. If you can't relate to this routine and probably consider it an irresponsible pattern, the next set of sound bites will come to you as a shock.
I really spend sometimes on social media on weekends, so yeah.
Like when you say some time, how long?
Let's say
the whole day.
The whole day, yes, the whole day on social media.
Actually can be very distracting. You know, I could be like, okay, I'll use 1 hour on it, and then I find myself I've used almost 10 hours. In fact, the whole day using it.
What is it about the internet that keeps them locked in?
It's have like gave me more followers to my Instagram account and all others.
What are you doing with the followers? Why do you need followers?
For for more likes and likes when to comment.
Likes.
Yeah.
Okay, so those likes, what do those likes do for you?
I don't know, like it makes me happy. Like everyone's like, if you say we posted one picture and like within a minute we see like 100 likes. No, it gives me that kind of vibe. Like wow, like so people.
Like you are loved.
Yeah.
You like the love.
Yeah.
You know, we have essays, we have courseworks, and it's easier to go to the internet to look for what you're working on or what the assignment is on. I mean, you could go to the library, but then you know, at least if you go online and you type in what you're looking for, it brings it out instantly.
Interesting. We can then conclude that if you are desperate for young people to learn anything, drop it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Even mainstream media is being ignored, as they would rather source breaking stories on social media news feeds. Do you watch TV for your news?
No, just entertainment news. But when it comes, even entertainment news, I check Instagram and Twitter.
So you don't watch television at all for news?
No. From social media, I can get news from it, like latest news. No, because not every time I actually watch the TV. There are sometimes when, okay, let me scroll through the TV, let me see if there's anything interesting. I'm like, no, let me just use my phone.
As we have discovered, depending on social media for breaking stories has a specific pitfall. You still depend on social media for
I don't depend on social media for my news. If I see it, I will Google to check if it's authentic.
Stories or news we see on social media, they are not true. They might not be true. You understand me? Social media, in a way I see it, is killing your time and kind of keeping yourself busy.
He adds a couple of suggestions that could protect young people on social media, as well as supervise the amount of time they generously allot to it.
I would suggest that the government can inculcate it into their curriculum. You understand me? So that maybe 1 or 2 hours they have it as a time of telling them the difference between good and bad in the social media.
Sounds like a workable idea, but respondents have no qualms with internet overuse or the addiction that it breeds. This addiction, which is obviously not limited to young people, is called nomophobia. The term nomophobia simply means the irrational fear of being without a mobile phone. Most smartphone users, particularly the younger generation, suffer nomophobia, but have no idea that they do until they are asked how they would cope without the internet or social media.
That's really hard. But then, I mean,
imagine it.
That's really tough. That's really tough.
No more social media. I don't know. The world will probably be in chaos.
It's not be easy at all, especially the friends we've actually made through social media, and it can't be easy.
There you have it. Nomophobia is real and spreading fast.
Internet addiction is interestingly one most people are guilty of. I wonder what life without it will be for many. Now, it's a dream of most young people to one day graduate with a good degree, get a great job, buy or build a nice and fancy apartment, have a car or set of cars to cruise around with, and a fat account that reads 6 figures and above. But what is usually neglected is the process involved in acquiring these luxuries of life. Daniel Aderiye beams a searchlight on why some youth have submitted hard work and perseverance for what many have termed easy and quick money.
Have you ever imagined owning a house like this, or buying a car such as this one? Even if you haven't, I am pretty sure the thought of it fascinates you already. But have you also ever wondered what it will take to acquire them? This is one thought that many young Nigerians in this era are said to fail to take stock of, and so pattern their lives after celebrities and stars who have made it big.
I think we parents, we are lacking our rights of duties in terms of upbringing our children. If children are being taught or being brought up very well, they will not engage themselves in all kinds of things.
If all those insecurity we are fighting today, let's assume they drop their weapons and do this MMM, do all kind of things to make money, me and you will sleep well. We'll travel well without having any fear.
Mobulu is a young graduate and a business development manager who believes hard work, perseverance and patience are key virtues youths must imbibe to maximize their potentials.
People are already tired of poverty. I think it was something that was cool in Nigeria. It was fine in Nigeria. A lot of people were suffering. There was a lot of poverty. But now people are super tired of being poor. We need to understand that there is always a backstory. People grew from somewhere. They remain consistent in something that made them become who they are.
Not every youth shares Mobulu's approach to life, though some feel it is a long process and don't have the patience for that.
Parents put their children into this kind of life because you see a child you graduate today and the next thing the parents start telling him, please, we need something from you. Go and look for money and come and give us. We have suffering. We trained you for you to take care of us.
They're also looking at the politician. Somebody become a senator within a month or 2 months. He's riding a big car. He's making millions. And the person that went to school for 4, 5, 6 years is not doing anything. So that's what they are looking at. So it's bad, quite all right. But there is nothing we can do about it.
Perhaps the crackdown on criminality, especially cybercrime popularly known as Yahoo Yahoo, which many young people see as the magic wand to riches, will make more young people to have a rethink about the get-rich-quick syndrome that has become synonymous with youths.
At least it's consoling to know that we have many hard-working and ambitious Nigerians whose entrepreneurial spirit and creativity are mind-blowing. Now, it's been a robust first segment. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Celebration of marriages to come after the break. Welcome back. The people of Sokoto woke up on Saturday to see the ancient city filled with guests from Nigeria and beyond for a final ceremony which will forever be in history. The Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, gave out his daughter in marriage as the world is joined to celebrate with the house of Usman Danfodio. Hamisu Rogo in Sokoto reports that it was a ceremony that reinvokes the religion and cultural spirit of the seat of the Caliphate.
Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate, is in a celebratory mood. In fact, in a manner of speech, Sokoto is rocking. In this first place, the daughter of the inheritor of the house of Shehu Usman Fodio is getting married to a prince from Bauchi. Obviously, the Sultanate is extending its horizon of contact and relationship across the nation. And the goodwill is so thick. The attendance is beautiful. Virtually, every representative or representative from across Nigeria are here. You talk of any tribe, talk of any religion, talk of any people, they are in Sokoto to share the goodwill with the Sultan of Sokoto. Sokoto has never seen something like it. In a sense, it reinforces that side of the Sultanate many people often miss. The truth is, the Sultanate reflects the cultural and religious reality of significant Nigerian societies and peoples. The Sultan himself, Muhammad Sa'ad Abu Bakr, is a man of goodwill. He never fails to outreach across the nation and beyond, to identify with all people and spread messages of national unity and peaceful coexistence. The wedding day showed that the world is taking note. Nigerian diversity is identifying with the Sokoto. The Sultan is having Nigeria at his backyard. Sokoto on the day may be full, but the space accommodates everyone. The reception was elaborate and dignified. At the mosque, where religious formalities of the marriage are taking place, two things came out clear. The 50,000 naira dowry collected is an exhibition of the modesty of the Sultanate to encourage simplicity in marriage affairs without compromising law. The fact that the bridegroom is from Bauchi also reinforces that spirit of the Sultan to extend hands of goodwill to all people.
They have a responsibility, not only to themselves as husband and wife, but they have a responsibility to their parents who live in peace, the society too. People will be gathering here in large numbers today to come and witness this occasion.
Allah bless the union, and may this union also add to our unity.
Entertainment on the day was provided by ordinary people. The Sultan may be a religious leader, but his house on the day must allow a little music and dance. The moment calls for it, and the women are out for it. This is a picture of the bride, the princess of Sokoto, Fatima Sa'ad Abu Bakr, going east to Bauchi. The pictures come out from several pre-marriage events put together to send her off. The bridegroom, Mahmud Yuguda, put in an appearance on the day of the wedding.
It all started like a joke 2 years ago. We were friends for some time, and eventually things got serious, and we're here today.
In Abuja, there was a modest dinner put out by the family of the bridegroom to formally present the bride before them. Music was part of the picture, and of course good food. Ultimately, however, was the unveiling of the bride. Before the eyes of the bridegroom's family, they got their reassurance. It is for real. They have a princess of Sokoto as their wife. It all calls for a celebration.
Congratulations to the Royal Highness, his family, and the young couple. Now, a former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Malam Muhammadu Ibrahim, reunited with his colleagues, friends, and well-wishers who turned out happily at the wedding fatia of his son, Abdul Hamid Ibrahim Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachukwu reports that the Sultan Bello Mosque was filled to capacity for the celebration.
A coming together of families from Jigawa and Zamfara states, presence of relations, friends, and well-wishers to the families of Muhammad Ibrahim, former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Maka Maringim, and District Head of Kanya Baba in Jigawa State, and that of Alhaji Umar Moriki to witness the wedding Fatiha of Abdulhamid Muhammad Ibrahim and his bride, Aisha Umar Moriki. With the payment of 50,000 naira dowry by the representative of the groom, Alhaji Aminu Wali, to the representative of the family of the bride, Bello Abubakar Moriki, the chief imam of Sultan Bello Mosque, Kaduna, Sheikh Dr. Muhammad Suleiman Adam, performed the wedding rites in accordance with Islamic.
It means that there is solid understanding, because they must have seen one another and they like one another. So having arrived at that level and with that kind of background, you see, the most important thing after the marriage is communication.
Understanding and empathy for each other. That's the only solution for them to have a long-lasting marriage.
Among guests and dignitaries that graced the wedding were the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, represented by the Executive Director, News.
And advise them that patience is the most fundamental in marriage. They must be patient with one another, and inshallah, they will have a successful marriage.
It was a practical demonstration of love and astonishing display of happiness, symbolizing resolve by the couple together happily when the bride and the groom played host, friends, and relation who came from far and near to a lunch.
So we're grateful to God that it started well and it's going to end well, inshallah.
I am so happy, very, very happy. My feeling cannot be expressed. I am so happy. And we thank God.
We have to be patient, tolerant, and love each other because of Allah.
My advice to them is to sit happily with her husband. I want them to be happy together.
Congratulations to the young couple. Now, when Mohammed met Hawa through a mutual friend about 2 years ago, little did they know that the meeting was to become a lifetime partnership. Dauda Mohammed reports that the families of late Mohammed Mustafa Tekno and that of Dr. Mohammed Kpuntagi Mohammed rolled out the drums to consummate the partnership into marriage at the Federal Layout, Minna, Niger State.
Friends and well-wishers of the two families converge on F Layout, Minna, residence of late Mohammed Mustafa Tekno, to witness the wedding fatia of Hawa Hayat Mohammed and Mohammed Kpuntagi Mohammed. Chief Imam of Minna, Malam Ibrahim Isafari, who conducted the wedding fatia, pronounced Muhammad and Hawa husband and wife after the receipt of 50,000 naira dowry.
My advice to them is to be patient, and patient with each other.
We wish them the best of luck, a good marital life, so that their offspring will become good citizens of this great country, Nigeria.
This so-called handset divorces a lot of marriages, and therefore they should not start the life of looking into each other's handset.
Like the Prophet said 3 times, patience, patience, patience. With patience, every problem can be solved.
Justice Idris Legbo Kutigi International Conference Center, Minna, venue of the reception held in honor of the couple, was radiantly decorated with an assortment of lights. The bride and groom's friends' entry preceded the arrival of the couple. After paying their respect to the elders gathered in the hall, the couple had their first official dance, thereafter cutting their cake. In between different performances by Nupe artists, the couple and their family members took to the stage.
The fear of God and patience, and inshallah all shall be well.
These couples will not have problems because he is living in a polygamy house, and I believe he will live by example.
My special advice to the groom, the only thing you can do to your wife is to give her love, show her the love.
The groom, Mohammed Kpuntagi Mohammed, a graduate of estate management from Federal University of Technology, Minna, is a civil servant. while the bride, Hawa Hayatu Muhammad, is a graduate of law from University of Abuja and is currently serving, having been called to bar early this year.
Good qualities, I would say, are fear of Allah, the deen she practices.
He's God-fearing, very determined.
The bride's family had earlier organized a gala night where elders of the family had given the bride and groom tips for a successful marriage.
Now, among the unique features of the Olubadan stool in Oyo State is longevity of successive monarchs, and the current Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Akomu Adetunji, is no different, as his people recently celebrated the revered nonagenarian when he added another year. Omokende Igbari brings us details of the prestigious celebration that made the royal father's 91st birthday memorable.
Attaining the ripe age of 91 is no doubt one of the goals and prayer points of every living soul, as longevity is seen as a privilege given by God. More so, with increasing low life expectancy in Nigeria, Tuesday, 27th of August was a day for August visitors to Popoyemoja, Palace of Olubadan, as eminent indigenes of the fallen city, through the palace to wish Olubadan many more years on the throne. Visitors to the palace rejoiced with the celebrants.
Still that Olubadan is still a very young man, only 91, and is still looking fresh, without any blemish.
Any Nigerian who lives up to 40 years should be grateful, but now Kabiyesi Olubadan, 91 years, are still looking fresh, healthy, mobile. We put that to God's grace.
We have tremendous amount of respect for him, for his commitment to the welfare of the people working under him.
At 91, what has changed in the monarch compared to his days? The Queen at the palace says it better.
The gentleman, we are so happy that the Lord is satisfied. We wish him long life and prosperity.
Olubadan of Ibadan land happens to be the father of twins. He had 2 sets of twins, so we are here in our father's house.
He was the one who advised with the market woman to play a good role in our market.
Asked how many years he intended to stay more, Kabiyesi did not mince words in putting this into the hands of his creator, even though a retrospective look at his youthful age gave cause to thank his creator.
I love playing football. I play football to the age of 60. I give glory to God for his protection over me, Ibadan land, Oyo State and Nigeria.
As Olubadan continues to uphold the norms and traditions of Ibadan land, one can only wish His Majesty many more years on the throne.
Is a unique ancestral heritage indeed. Happy birthday, Your Royal Highness. Now, Nigeria's premier financial service provider, First Bank Nigeria PLC, has again recorded another landmark achievement in its initiative towards harnessing the diverse agro system and value chain needed to improve the agricultural sector. Lynn Leneke tells us more on efforts by the bank so far and prospects for the future.
Despite some economic challenges, the agricultural sector contributes enormously to the nation's gross domestic product, GDP. The pivotal role plays in the country's growth figures necessitated First Bank's Agric Expo. Key players like the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Alhaji Mohammed Sabo Nanono, in attendance. Discussions centered on ensuring farmers' accessibility to finance, storage facilities, and modern equipment that would enable them align with global best practices.
Commercial banks, as development financial institutions, have to come up with their responsibilities to fast-track the development of agriculture and agro-allied industries in this country. And I think in this regard, I would like to congratulate First Bank of Nigeria.
First Bank says harnessing the diverse agro-systems and value chain is strategic and of utmost priority to the sector.
Agric will not only help us to achieve a high degree of self-sufficiency in food, it will help to address poverty, and it will also empower the citizens, because agric still remain one of the means by which you can provide mass employment to a large chunk of the population. And so for us, exciting time, especially given the confluence of monetary policy and fiscal policy as far as agric is concerned.
In Lagos, we have remained focused on those value chains that we have competitive and comparative advantage. Rice production, poultry, piggery, aquaculture.
Several exhibitors who showcased latest technology in farm equipment, packaged finished agricultural produce, assured the bank of attaining the Sustainable Development Goal 3 with the necessary supports.
First Bank has done a good job, and they were at our stall. They were trying to understand the product and the profile and the supply chain and the value addition that we are doing to it.
If government can concentrate on the rural areas, people will go back to the farming. They will stay there and work and bring their goods out to the masses.
As Nigeria expands opportunities in the non-oil sector, especially agriculture, First Bank Nigeria vows to remain committed to the growth of the agricultural sector, with a view to enhancing its contribution to the nation's gross domestic products.
Alaba International Market literally stood still as traders did not only seek spiritual upliftment during the visit of Reverend Father Emmanuel Obinna, popularly called Ebube Monso. They also witnessed the commissioning of projects and presentation of cars to founding fathers of the market by the chairman and CEO of Sound Prince Nigeria Limited, Paulinus Ugochukwu. Amakowo captured the event and now reports.
That was the mood at Alaba International Market, Lagos. For these traders and leadership of the market, it was time to commit their businesses into the hands of God. Reverend Father Emmanuel Obinna of the Holy Ghost Adoration Ministry led the prayer session.
I reassure you that God will grant your request. Can somebody shout a thunderous amen?
Alaba International Market, under the pragmatic leadership of Chief Executive Officer Sound Prince Nigeria Limited, Paulinus Ugochukwu, can now boast of additional plazas and state-of-the-art urinary and toilet facilities completed within 6 months of his assumption of office. The chairman also deemed it necessary to reward founding fathers of the 40-year-old market.
People that suffer for this market, people that are labor for this market, we recognize them by wiping their tears. They have done enough that we want to thank you for what they have done. That's why we give them car. People are coming all over African country to come and buy from Alaba.
For these pioneer members, the market is a dream come true.
After we build the market, we built 2 churches and 1 mosque.
Most of the transporters doesn't know there was anything like Alaba. So what I did with some of my colleagues was go to my 2, get 1 or 2 downfalls, okay? And tell them, just continue to shout Alaba International, Alaba International.
So some of us, after the market, after the day's business, will sleep over in the market.
After the land was bought, the entire place was waterlogged. So I had to make sure that place, you find out it's like our mini stadium today, park. That's where we gathered. The garage was filled with about 900 trips of sand. So that's edifice there you see, which is our secretariat. I started the foundation then with about 3 million naira.
Alaba International Market, Lagos, is home of manufacturers and distributors of sound systems and electrical appliances in West Africa.
Time to pause for some messages. Stay with Newsline. Now, welcome back. In the past 2 decades, Plateau State has been affected by patterns of violence in form of communal and religious clashes leading to loss of lives and property, as well as displacement of over 200 communities. However, conscious efforts of sons and daughters of the state led to the return of appreciable peace being enjoyed for some years now. In recognition of their enormous contributions, 65 peace ambassadors have been awarded the Plateau Golden Peace Awards, including the Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed. Comfort Bank 10 captured the event for Newsline.
Award ceremony, which had as theme Peace, Unity and Progress, brought together sons and daughters of the state to honor key players who worked tirelessly to build bridges along religious, political, cultural and social lines through intercommunal dialogue in a bid to recognize their efforts and spur them to do more towards sustenance of the peace.
We don't just want to recognize and to reward people who have contributed. We want to take action.
We want to continue with this kind of gathering, especially the youth participation and establishments. We want to start organizing football games and other things, making the youth interact with each other.
Recipients of the awards described the event as apt, urging every citizen of the state to be involved in the peace process, which will bring about rapid growth and development of the state.
I want my people on the plateau to embrace all well-meaning people that were born and brought up on the plateau, and they've lived here and they've contributed and they're occupying different positions in Nigeria. We should embrace them as our brothers and sisters.
If I can, within the limits of my own constraint, to make sure that peace returns to Plateau State. I was born and raised in Plateau State. I have no place to call home but Plateau State, so whatever affects Plateau State affects me.
Plateau Peace Forum, organizers of the event, is a non-political, non-religious organization established solely to promote peaceful coexistence on the plateau.
Now, the Nigerian breweries, makers of Star Lager Beer and sponsors of Manchester City Trophy Tour, treated their fans and the consumers of the product to a wonderful party with former Manchester City player Mika Richards in Lagos. And Ojo Adiku has the rest of the story.
Fans of English Premier League champions, Manchester City Football Club of England in Nigeria had the opportunity to take selfies with all the trophies won by the club last season as Nigerian breweries, makers of Star Lager Beer, the sponsor of Manchester City Trophy Tour, brings the excitement to the fans in Nigeria. The brand manager, Oludare Olateju, has this to say.
About deepening and celebrating our partnership with Man City Football Club, which is the club that has captured the whole of England. See how wonderfully they performed last season. So, I mean, for us, it is worth celebrating them. The fan base in Nigeria significantly over time. So, I mean, it calls for celebration.
Dear football supporters in Nigeria of the EPL are a force to be reckoned with. They also recognize the power that football is in Nigeria. So, as far as I'm concerned, if you have a football team, you don't have Nigerian supporters, you don't have a football team yet. I wished that the MPFL teams were here. And I hope they can see it on TV, what PR does, what marketing does, and what it can bring. And I hope we will take something from here. What I've learned from here, I'll try and pass on. That you need to get to the fans wherever they are. And the fans of every club, it all looks like crying. So I think that's the important thing. They understand the power of the brand. And that's why they're here. So we must learn that.
Manchester City fans in Nigeria says they are happy to see all the trophies won last season.
Now, time to go. We've come to the end of Newsline. Join us for another interesting episode next Sunday. But after Newsline, we have Alibaba seriously, and Alibaba is not around, but we have Archbaby standing in for him today. And so I know, as usual, you have interesting jokes and guests for Nigerians today.
Yeah, well, very, very many things we need to recap from the past weekend, and a lot of other things that we have to, help Nigerians to relax with. So definitely, by His grace, things will happen.
Okay, and you've heard from him. And did you notice that he was holding his phone? Remember when we talked about phone addiction? Okay, until next week when another interesting episode of Newsline comes your way, I am Jennifer Igwe. God bless.